Sangonomiya Kokomi is getting a rerun, and naturally the big question is, should you get her? The answer to that question is yes. We're here with Masanori and Kokomi. The main takeaway I want people to have from this video is that she is a universal character. You can use her in a variety of teams and situations. You could use her, once I sort this out, you could use her as an on-fielder. Like so. And you know, tank hits, that's okay, because Kokomi is a tank who is also a healer. And then, you know, with a team like this, we're kind of just cycling around different characters at this point. But the premise is, when you use someone like Kokomi, you can on-field her and do quite a lot of damage. On top of that, you can also off-field her. And in a team like this, she can actually provide some pretty nice buffs. Because in this case, I have Hakushin Ring, I have the Tenacity set. Some of the damage that we're about to see from Miko was partially thanks to someone like Kokomi. And in a similar case to A, except she missed, some of that damage is thanks to Kokomi. And of course, she was also healing the active characters. So that's really, really good. We also have a handful of other teams that you can play with Kokomi, namely Dendro team, and that is where Nahida and Yao come in as off-field Dendro options. And then, you know, we'll try and get as many seeds as we can. You know, something like that. And another Dendro team that Kokomi is particularly good in, a Nilu team. So what we have here is apparently the most meta Nilu team in existence. And Kokomi is a somewhat integral part of it because she is, of course, the healer in this Nilu team. And so that, of course, makes Kokomi really, really powerful in a team like this. That's the thing about Kokomi. There's a lot of teams where she can actually fit in quite well. Basically, anywhere you need a Hydro character, you can probably find a way to use Kokomi in that team. That being said, though, you know, maybe not with Fontaine. She is also a healer, which means you can also fulfill the healing role with Kokomi. So yeah, she really does become a very, very universal character, and that's what makes her really, really good. I'm just going to quickly go through the weapons that you could use with Kokomi. In particular, we have the donut. It's a bit of a meme. In fact, it got worse because of the Hydro Resonance change. If you want more information on that, I would check out Kokomi Clan. This dude is a Kokomi sim, so for all the information you need on Kokomi, this is the dude to go for. But generally speaking, it got worse because of the Hydro Resonance change, but I think should still be her best in slot if you want to look around for a damage weapon for Kokomi. There is also J4's Regalia. It has actually the same stat line as the donut, but I don't think you could use the passive on J4 Regalia. So at that point, you might as well stick to donut. My personal favorite weapon to use on Kokomi is Hakushin Ring, mainly because one of my favorite teams to use Kokomi in is actually the Raiden Inquisition. And so, having something like Hakushin Ring on her is really, really good. Oathsworn Eye is also an aesthetically amazing weapon on her because it actually looks like a seashell. It also gives her some energy regeneration as soon as she uses her jellyfish, so that's very useful as well. The attack subline is whatever, but still, it's a decent weapon for her. You also have Sack Frags, it's a weapon that allows you to actually move the jellyfish around because you can actually cast the jellyfish somewhere else. So that's really, really good. And also, of course, the EM that you get from it makes it particularly useful for Nilu teams. There is also Prototype Amber, and because this weapon is a craftable weapon, this is the reason why a lot of times people tend to throw out other weapons like Earth One Iron, even on occasion Hakushin Ring. But, you know, you don't necessarily have to use Prototype Amber if you don't want to. And then of course there's also TTDS. It's a 3-star weapon on a 5-star character, so I refuse to use it myself. But otherwise, yes, it's a good weapon that you can use for buffing other characters that actually like to use that 48% attack bonus. To some extent, she can also use basically any other weapon because attack and EM are still useful on Kokomi. There might be a couple of other weapons that can give her HP, not off the top of my head right now. But yeah, things like, I don't know, Sky Atlas or 1000 Floating Dreams are fine for her. 1000 Floating Dreams might be particularly good for her in a Nilu team, but yeah. Otherwise, don't use crit weapons on her. Unless you're trying to actually do a crit Kokomi build, in which case, good luck. In terms of building her artifacts, generally speaking, for DPS, you just basically stick with Ocean Hued Clam. You could try and run Nim Stream or Heart of Depth. You might be able to get some funny blue numbers, but you're not really going to be keeping up with the damage that you get out of the Ocean Hued Clams popping. Tenacity is the support set that most people will go for because you basically can actually make use of the Tenacity set because the jellyfish is going to be hitting stuff, hopefully. You could try and use something like Noblesse instead, but that involves you actually getting her ult out. It's just easier to use Tenacity with someone like Kokomi because she can actually use Tenacity. Otherwise, for Dendro shenanigans, you can try and use Gilded or Deepwood, or you could try and use Paradise Lost, especially if you're playing in a Nilu team. I haven't really seen anyone recommend 2-piece HP sets, so that's Vorokashas and Tenacity. Probably not a particularly good idea. I mean, at that point, look, if you're trying to find 2 pieces of Tenacity, okay, go ahead. If you somehow manage to randomly get 2 decent pieces of Vorokashas, then yeah, you can go ahead. Otherwise, I mean, Clam's about to be on the strong box, so that's probably the way to go anyway. That's pretty much it when it comes to Kokomi. Again, she is a universal character. She can fit in a lot of teams, like Mono Hydro, like, I don't know, some other random crap. I get the feeling that some of the upcoming characters that are coming from Fontaine might actually be able to use Kokomi in their teams in some meaningful capacity. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Kokomi fares in the land of Fontaine with all of the characters coming from there. I don't know, maybe a Mono Hydro team with Fossil Ores and Nuvier, whatever the hell their kits are going to be. Could be fascinating. But yeah, Kokomi I think is a pretty decent option if you are not saving for Fontaine. I think out of the characters coming in 3.8, Kokomi is actually the best one here. Anyway, that's going to be it from me. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. How do you feel about Kokomi? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Genshin Impact action. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
ちょうど幻滅